What is going on, guys? It is your boy Brandon Groce, your favorite design hype beast, and today we have a very special guest. We have Ruben Cespedes. Guys, I'm super excited. For those of you guys who came from Instagram, thank you guys so much. We have a lot to go on today with Ruben. This guy is another AdobeXD master. And guys, I don't have enough words to tell you just how magnificent and happy I am to have him as a guest today. Guys, before we get into that and before we talk to Ruben, I just want to let you guys know today's segment is brought to you by AdobeXD. So if you want to learn more about AdobeXD, go to letsxd.com and we'll see you on that end. All right, guys, so without any further ado, please join me in welcoming Ruben to the virtual stage. How you doing, man?
Yo, what's up? How is everybody doing today?
We are doing A-okay. There's some people in the chat, 12:30 a.m. Guys, some of you, we're doing like a little split thing here, Ruben.
Yeah,
usually, like, we're trying to figure out, like, okay, do we want to go Behance? Do we want to do YouTube? Because, you know, it's just really strange right now in the virtual landscape. So, like, I'm sure you've even seen on my Instagram where I'm like, today is Behance, today is YouTube. What the fuck is Brandon doing? But guys, we're testing things here, one platform and another. But with that said, Ruben, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Other than, guys, I just got to say this because we were talking before we got live here, and Ruben was like, Brandon, guess what? I gotta let you know something. Look, listen. I've been in the industry 15 years. I don't think you know what you're getting into. Ooh. So with that said, with your 15 years, Ruben, please lay us down some of the brands that you've worked with, some of the client work you've worked with, or really done, and what we're going to be doing today.
Yeah, definitely. I'm Ruben Cespedes. You might know me on Instagram as UI UX Creative. I started designing back in 2003. So that was kind of like my thing. I went from wanted to be a doctor to being an UX product designer. So this is another story, you know, like I'll probably I have done it a little bit on my Instagram, a little bit of my backstory of that, but I've been doing this for 15 years now, which is great. You know, doing a lot of like design, composition, colors, Flash animations back in when Flash Macromedia was legit, like the biggest thing of animation, interaction, and all of that. But then I became a product designer, working with amazing companies like Crayola, Bic, Bubble Trucks, Mack Trucks, Hugo Boss, Showtime. So and I keep doing it. I mean, like I love this. I wouldn't change anything at all on my career. I love what I do, and I'm gonna keep doing it for the rest of my life.
Love it. Ultimate and forever a learner, guys. That's what we can get from here. Before we get into jumping into what we're doing today, Ruben, thank you so much for the highlight of your career. Guys, we're talking to somebody who has seen the industry from when you had to literally, what was the story you were telling me? You had to like animate with boxes and shit. I was like,
yeah.
No.
I have to. Yeah, in order to, like I was saying to Brandon, like there's so many resources nowadays. It's insane. You can hop into YouTube, you can hop into SKILLSHARE or whatever and learn things like pretty quick. Back in my days, I had to go into a textbook and learn how to bounce a ball in the textbook, like going into ActionScript and do what you need to do and all of that. So I've been seeing like how the field has been evolving throughout all these years and all these amazing applications. Like right now, like AdobeXD is my go-to. Like I love AdobeXD. Back in the days, I used to use Macromedia, like Macromedia Dreamweaver to make websites and stuff. Now it's all gone.
That's insane. Guys, in the chat, one for love for AdobeXD and then write nothing else because you really shouldn't be here. No, JK. All right, Ruben. So what we're going to do, and actually before I want to say hello to some of you guys in the chat. Hello, Swap. What's up? Tangy Nugget. What's happened, Vipin? Encore. Excellence. As always, it's good to have you. Mario, what is happening? All right, guys. So without further ado, we're just going to switch over to my man, Ruben. And his screen and what exactly we're working on. And just give us a detour. What's popping? What are we looking at, my dog?
All right, so this is kind of like my portfolio, which is amazing. I'm an amazing designer. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
He is the no, guys. No. He look. Let's pause everything. Pause it. Look. He's the real deal. You have to understand the time that you spend here today is well worth. All the laughs, all the love, all the XD is happening here today. Okay, let's go.
Look at,
All right,
look
Ruben,
at
let's play.
All right, so this is one of my projects. This is for a college called Northampton Community College. And what we did here, this is a case study, and it's a career assessment microsite that I created back in 2017, I think it is. So as you can see here, it's a pretty straightforward case study, which I'll show you. This is just like parts of the whole thing. You can go into my website, ReubenCespedes.net, and just check it out. But career assessments, as we know, like they're boring. They're just like a form. You fill out the form, whatever. People just get bored filling those out. Right. But we wanted to do something even further. We wanted to make it interactive and fun and entertaining. And so that being said, we did a lot of like user research and went to the college and interviewed like students and stuff. And we asked them like what they wanted to see on that page. So they told us like, we want to see like actual picture. We want to see like actual people talking about like career and all of that. So that's what we did. So we heard like, when you're creating a project, of course, there's like steps that you got to follow, you know, the discovery phase, you know, analyzing, looking for what's the problem, looking for what's the best idea and the best solution for this particular project. And then from that moment, then you take your design approach or your UX approach. And then that's what we did with this project. We interviewed a couple of students. We went to a high school too, and we did the same thing to see what they wanted to see on this particular page. Yeah. And we ended up doing video. And we use a platform called Burst. Burst is an interactive video platform that allows you to interact with the video while you're watching it. So this is kind of like the
what type of interaction though? Like what is
like you can click on things and things will pop out of the, you know, from the left or the right. Sadly, they took it down like I don't know, a couple of months ago, but it lasted like almost 2.5 years on their page. And now they're back into, you know, I wish I could show you how it worked, but it had the different, you know, 9 different or 8 different sections here, the same sections and that we have here, education, health, all of that was integrated within this section here, this component here. Yeah. And you can interact with that, click, you know, go back again into the video, resize it, check the there was like a timeline thing that you can click and, you know, forward. It was a lot. You can even like do like a little form in there within the video itself. It was amazing. But sadly they took it down. I don't know why.
It's all good because guess what? Today we're gonna do, and this is why we're here. They might have taken it down, but we better put that back up. We're gonna make it live again. Guys, we're gonna make it live. We are going to take Ruben's case study that they so rootedly, yes, we're making words today, rootedly took it down, and we're gonna recreate this in Adobe XD.
Yeah. Now, and one thing I want to point, it's we're gonna create one of these sections, like education, one of these sections, especially, let me show you right now. We're gonna do, guess what? We're doing communication design. We're gonna do that particular page because right now it's pretty boring. I just like, come on, this is like communication design. This is design. You should just, you know, have a really cool looking page for this. And right now, this is what we have. Pretty straightforward, very informative, but we're gonna create some cool stuff. You can see here, like related areas of study. This is a drop down, but actually it looks like a text box. Like, look at this. So we're gonna make this.
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's time to remake. Let's just crack it open.
Yep. let's just like this is way too big, way too long. I don't think you need all this information in order to request information. So we're gonna just jazz it up, make it cool, make it modern, and you'll see the end result.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, anything else before we jump into Adobe XD?
No, I think that's it. Guys in the chat, because what we're about to hop into right now is Ruben is going to pop open the XD, and we're basically going from the get-go. We're going to design, if we get to feeling that we want to co-create with one another, that's what we'll be doing. But Ruben, with his tastefulness, is going to jazz this back up again to how this should have been made if it were being done today. So if you guys at any point have any questions about process, how he did something, put it in the chat, we'll address it. But other than that, it's basically gonna be Ruben and Brandon's story time while he designs. So while you're opening that stuff up, man, I know, look, this is a fun, relaxed session. Think about it as if it's a podcast, but you're designing at the same time. So if it's a stop-go type of thing, we're fine. No pressure.
Let's do it. All right, so let's jump into Adobe XD. First thing you're gonna see, it's your welcome screen or whatever. We're gonna pick the 1920 by 1080, that's good. And let's see, all right, so let me just make this bigger. Like about there. I like to name everything. I need to know like where I'm at when I'm working. So let's call this communication design. And I'm just gonna duplicate this to have my design system or style tile, however you want to call it. Some people call it style tile, design system. I'm gonna call it style tile for now.
Damn, so you get into the nitty gritty. You out already titling things. I'm just like, all right, move some squares. Let's go.
Just go. Yeah. So the first thing I want to do is because of timing and all of that. So we're gonna go into and grab the colors in some of the assets for this page. Of course, in a project, you're gonna get all these components and assets and everything from the client. And right. We're gonna do something pretty quick here. I'm gonna just take a screenshot of this, just to pick colors and stuff. Go into Adobe XD, drop it in there. Shift, to make it smaller and proportional. I'm gonna create some squares, fun squares. Who doesn't love squares?
And I think one thing that you just did, I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily do. This is what I talk, there's no problems with taking screenshots for reference, either if it's for colors or if you're just like, hey, I'm designing something very similar. Let me just screenshot, overlay, and let me just change the information. Obviously, you want to do that with more than one piece of thing, but even for practice reasons, do you still do the same thing?
No, I actually use the hex codes better because sometimes depending on your monitor and your computer, they can pick a different color, which you don't want. We're doing this right now because we're live and we're doing something pretty quick, but guys, don't do that.
This is how you know he's the professional and I am not. I'm like, screenshot everything.
Yeah, don't do that because you actually take a different color. You pick a different color depending on your brightness and your color, your computer. If you have true tone or not true tone, it's insane. But it changes your color when you do the eye drop. But let's not do that. So let's go into let's see. I think I have the logo here, so I'm just gonna drop it in here as a reference. Just pick one of these colors, and there you go. So I have the logo here. Whoops! You saw that?
Yeah, is that because it's an SVG or what?
It's an SVG and everything is broken down.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why. But I can, make it one solid thing. But that's okay. Okay, I have you see me I'm naming things left and right. I was about to name this Northampton logo.
Yeah, I don't name anything, dog. I'm like, I just fly across my keyboards. People look at my files and like, what the? I'm supposed to touch this?
That.
Let me tell you about my last job. Oh no.
Oh my God. Yeah, like I like to be organized because I remember back in the days I wouldn't organize anything at all. Yeah. But now like I have to do it because it's just like it's better for me to be organized, and you know, like everyone is different, so it's all good. At the end of the day, we're doing the same thing. We're designing a solution, and if it works, it works. Right. No matter how hard you got or how hard you work on your layers and this and that and styles, and no, that doesn't matter. So for this project, let's use Barlow as our main typeface, because I love Barlow. All my titles for Instagram posts and stuff like that, I use Barlow, and it's pretty easy to. It has so many typefaces in there. Yeah, it's insane. So I'm just doing something like pretty quick. It's not like the best. It's not going to be the best. It's just going to be something pretty quick for you guys as a reference. Every time you start doing a project with stuff like that, you're going to have this on the left and then the stuff on the right, so you can reference, you know, headlines and titles and stuff like that and copy. Yeah. I'm just doing something like pretty quick for you guys. And then we're going to do regular. That's fine. Let's get down to business. All right. So
business is happening. And by the way, we have a question.
Yes.
Vipin in the chat is asking, when you get a creative block, what is it that you do to unstick? Personally, I walk away. I have to walk away because this happens, you know, every time you go into work and you're very creative and you have things like flowing into your mind and you're like, woo, I'm flying, woo, I have this, I got this, boom, it works, yes. Sometimes you come in and you're like, oh my God, I suck. Like, I can't do this today. So what I do is I just walk away for a little while, take a walk or whatever. Sometimes I have to like put the whole project on pause and then come the next day with a fresh new eyes and like perspective and stuff like that. Also like asking your peers and your teammates like for, what do you think of this? Because sometimes like you have a great idea, but you just need a little extra, and your teammates, they can play a big role in that situation. So I'd rather go away for a little while, like take a walk or whatever, listen to music, come back again with, you know, or just like I had, Brandon, this is crazy. I went once, I was stuck. I had a creative block. I put it on pause, went to sleep. In the dream, I had the solution for my problem. I came back the next day, boom, I got it. That's insane how like
that's
the
crazy.
Mind works, and how it's always working on problems, and sleep is one of the not only just detoxifying stages in, you know, restoration, but it's also one of the states in which you problem solve passively and actively at the same time, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy. So here what I'm doing is just making this like if it's a real project, I'm just like that. I'm just like, no, this font is way too big, but I don't have to worry about that. But just for, so what I like to do is always like use my my assets here and just like copy all those colors and just like click this plus, and you're gonna get all your colors in there. You can reuse them right away. Same thing for the characters. Same thing. You're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna select all of them. Boom, you have them all in there already. You want to create a component, you create a component right away. Well, let's jump into this right away. The first thing that we see on that website, it's a big, you know, like the navigation, and we have a super short header. I don't like that. I like to modernize that, make it more, you know, modern and jazz it up a little bit. So let's go back in here and just drop in, let's make a square, big square goes from edge to edge and make it about, let's see. Don't forget to always like do this. Some people, it's like, oh, why do I have a border in there? It's just by default. Like AdobeXD has that, and sometimes people forget, and that's okay. I mean, all right, so let's make this. Oh, I can see my, I have to move my things around so I can see the whole thing. Oh, let's make this 900. All right, so we're gonna drop in a photo, like a background photo behind it. Let's drop this one in. Okay, that's cool. Then if you want to duplicate this, let's just duplicate this bad boy. Remove the image.
Oh, I was like, is he listening to the song that I'm listening to? He's literally, the last lyric was, do you want to be a bad boy? Yes, you do. And I was like, what?
900. I'm not. I can't hear it, but I'm feeling it in my soul.
And see, we're on the same page, guys. All XD users are on the same page. This is how you know. You can't.
Right.
You can't disconnect.
All right. So let's pick the dark one and make it 900. Just put it at the top there, and just you can either blend that in using blend modes if you want to. That's up to you. For this one, I think I'm gonna go normal and then just like lower the opacity, because I want to see some of the colors like coming through that. That's great, about right. Then the next scene, let's create this navigation. I want to create this navigation, so we're gonna make it like about like 1400 by 120. Let's say, let's center this bad boy. Move this a little bit.
That's crazy that you're like, to me, I'm like this, he's doing math right now. Like it's so crazy as I watch the processes of other people, like compared to like what I do, everybody seems like very structured, or you're probably the most structured I've seen starting out. Because if
really?
I were, if I were to be on my own show, I'd be like, all right, guys, we just drag it in, go. We got half the page already. Just guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. So when we got on the call, I was like, look, Ruben, you're gonna have to deal with me for 10 minutes. I don't know what the fuck I did with my live stream. We just gonna have to do it. Well, granted, it's a whole new, I guess, routine for me when I have different people that come on, and I have different setups I got to do. But anyway, I guess I just like do it and just mess up along the way. Like I don't know how to structurally do things, so it's interesting watching your process.
Oh, thanks. I mean, everyone is different. Like I said, everyone has a different approach to things, and right now I'm adding like a little drop shadow, like not like a subtle drop shadow. I drop shadows are my thing. Like I hate when people use drop shadows like everywhere. Like it's insane. Even like in logos and stuff, it's like, come on, man. Like, don't do that.
Yes. No, it's not that sunny outside. We don't need all them shadows.
Nope. Like, look at that. You can't do that. Like that looks horrible. Like that looks bad. So let's pick a dark, and then just lower the opacity a little bit. Right about there. That's kind of nice. All right, so this is the nav. So we're gonna go and nav text tool, and I don't know which are the let's see the categories. Admission. Let's see if we can do this quick. Admission. Let's see if I can do this. If I can pull this off and copy the whole thing and just like. Can I do it? Yes, I did. All right, so I have to probably this down a little bit. This down. So I can see this thing. So what if I do this? I'll pick my
while you're figuring that out, we have some things in the chat. Some people are resonating with your dream scenario where we had Excellence in the chat say, I was trying to design a visual scheme for an American food pop-up shop in England. I couldn't think of anything that's not cheesy, so I fell asleep and dreamt of a direction that worked. Let's see.
Nice. Same thing.
Know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. So, okay. So we are going to do this.
We have some truth spitting in the chat too. Vipin said designers should be crazy to be creative. I'm not even gonna lie, like a lot of the stuff that rolls around in my head, I wouldn't dare say out loud. Because I would be canceled so quick.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I really wish I could. I'm not even gonna say it because it's really bad. But one of my friends had asked me a question the other day, and my response just floored them. They were like, "Never say that out loud." And I was like, "I know," but it's true. You have, and that's not bad. I try to tell people this. Like, I think it's fair to have your level of craziness, and it's okay. What were you about to say?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I'm there with you. You have to have you need to be a little bit crazy, and you have to damper down sometimes depending on the client or whatever.
Yeah. You just have to have situational awareness.
Yep,
like,
exactly.
I can turn the ghetto meter up to 3005, but if I'm on a client call and you already know they think like virtually I'm about to like somehow steal their mouse, like that's not gonna, that's not gonna fly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you have to have situational awareness, not just with that, but even with people. How you are with your family is not how with your friends, or how you're with your aunt is not the same way you're with other parts of your family. So
that's right.
Like I was talking to somebody yesterday where it's like the craziness you have. It's one thing to, and I would love to have your thoughts on this too. Is I feel like, especially when we're younger, the craziness that we have is seen by other people as something bad, and we learn to think that the crazy things, quote unquote, that they not necessarily are crazy, but the things that make us, if they don't fit in other people's realities, they try to snuff it out, and we think that there's something wrong with us.
And we kind of like shut ourselves, not being who we are. And like I've seen so many people like, oh, you guys are crazy, like you put things together and you think like everything is perfect and everything should be aligned and everything should be like, this is who we are. And like we're artists, we try to express ourselves while things that we do, we have to be like that. I mean, like, how are you creative if you don't go and experience the craziness? And like there's no way. Come on.
Exactly.
All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to do like something cool with the communication design. Let's see what comes out of this. And let's see. Designing. Add a little bit of shadow in here just to make this pretty cool. So I'm gonna lock this. I'm going to select all of this. I'm going to add a drop shadow. That's good. Let's see if this works. Let's do 30. 30. Okay. Call this design.
Communication. I'm already digging it. I love the monotone of it. We're keeping it simple.
Keeping it simple. Let's go 30, 30. I don't know, 45. We'll damp this down to probably like a 23. That's about right. And we're gonna just let's see if that works. we will have to.
Oh, are you doing them? Explain what you're doing right now, because I'm not actually even intrigued. I'm a little lost.
Right now, what I'm trying to do is like make them look like. There's a trick with the shadows that you do, and just I'm gonna play a little bit with the design word, and just like play with that shadow, making it look like the letter in front of the other. It's kind of like a type of thing. It's a pretty cool effect.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right now it's like pretty. Let's go like probably.
Got it. There you go. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So right now this is way too big, so we're gonna go probably 50 and damp this down to the opacity down. You play around and like about there. Let's just increase this 45. There you go.
People in the chat saying that's absolutely dope. People are enjoying my keyboard sound. That's one thing I always worry about. I'm like, shit, they're talking. And all you hear on the other side is... I listen back to some of my episodes and I'm like, oh no. They're like saying something hella like life-changing. And all you hear is me hitting the enter button. So thank you guys for enjoying that. Enjoying what Ruben is putting together here.
All right, so like something like this. Maybe we could have some sort of a sort of text here and call to action. But now let's move down to I don't know. Maybe I need to add like some sort of a balance here. And we're gonna one thing that I've seen in this website is that they use a lot of like other colors too.
Yeah.
They use greens, they use yellows and other blues and magentas and pinks. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna bring some of that into the design. Okay, so I'll pick it. Like I'm not gonna bring like new stuff in there. I'm just gonna pick stuff and I'm gonna make them pop a little bit. Yeah, like about there. Let's see.
And while you're hitting that color, we have a question in the chat that I sadly had forgotten. And thank you so much, Ralph, for holding on, because you were literally the first question. You were like, Brandon, hold it, get it together. You didn't ask. How often do you user research for each project you do? Because I know I've been on projects for large brands where they're just like, go, get it done.
Yeah, it depends on the project. Sometimes like you don't even need like a user research or user testing or A/B testing. That's it all depends. Like I said before, some people probably don't have the budget to do that, to do the research. But sometimes like this one, we have to go and interview people. We have to go into the college and interview some of the students, and we went to a high school too, and we did a little bit of research on what they wanted to see, and they allocate all that time and all that money into the budget when you're working on that. I work on projects like mobile trucks and stuff like that. They have a limited, like budgets because they're pretty big corporations, so they want the solution to work. So they're going to pay for it. They're going to ask for it. They're going to be like, hey, we want this to work right away. Sometimes you get landing pages that you don't even need to do a user research, but you as a designer, as a UX designer, you know what works. But hold on, don't get, because this is like a double blade thing where you make decisions because of your own thing and thinking about the users as if you know the user. You never know the users. They come in different colors, like they have different thinking and different, like, I like this, I don't like that, whatever. You have to think as a universal designer, if you know what I mean. Universal meaning like you have to design for everyone,
exactly,
including accessibility for disability and stuff like that. So you can account for all of that. I mean, it's a lot to process, but you get it.
You gotta pretend, guys.
Yeah.
That you go to the store, you buy a Crayola box, and you're like, damn, that's a lot of Crayolas. We have to apply what we're doing to the pink one.
We're doing
to the green one. To the red one. You have to do your due diligence. So, Ralph, I hope that explains. Ralph, you back at it in the question? Guys, Ralph is challenging you guys to a question off. So, for those of you guys who are in the chat, y'all have to beat Ralph. Ralph has got 3 questions going. You got Bippin going. And before you guys do that, look, listen. We're going to get serious here. Because otherwise, I'm going to cry. I'm really going to cry. Can we take 2 seconds to one? If you guys aren't already following Ruben, his links are in the description. Please go follow him on both YouTube and on Instagram. Second thing, please like this video because Ruben is a G. Help this spread on the internet. Just little, virtual love. Just, pretend that thumb is hugging us. Well, not really. That's just a weird visual, but you get it. You feel me? And if you do press it, I will feel you.
That's awesome.
This is looking good, man. Especially even with I've never done that with the type before. This is even for as, because what you've done here is not super complex. Obviously, it takes time, but like it looks really good for what we have on the screen so far.
Cool. Thanks. I'm glad you like it. Yeah. So try to experience and experiment with your type, with your graphics, with everything that you have. I like to experiment all the time, and even though like you're gonna get to stuff that you hate, and you'll be like, I don't like this, and you just like do something else. You get a creative block, like and then you just like pivot, like just make it work, make it look good, and send another shadow there, not so make it so subtle. 20 and let's do 40. This one, and then just like end it down to about there. But there, I don't know, something cool. Now we're gonna head over to. Don't forget to save your stuff, of course, into the cloud or
yes,
locally. What was that?
Oh, I was clearing my throat.
Okay, cool. Yeah, don't forget to communication design. Don't forget to save your stuff all the time. Like we've been in that situation where you're designing something and computer crashes and you are calling yourself, you know what?
All right, hold on.
All right, so let's see what else can we do here. We're gonna start doing. Let's go in here and see our first paragraph. We're gonna reorganize. Of course, guys, like this is not gonna be super duper like straightforward. This is a high level design that we were doing here. So probably these people did their user research and all that, and that's why they have this big paragraph and this form here and everything. But in this case, we're gonna just jazz it up and make it simpler and better good looking than just like having all this text. This is pretty boring. Of course, like I said, I don't know if they did their user research and there's a reason why they have this like this, but we're just gonna make it. We're gonna fly and we're gonna make it look good.
The guy on the homepage looked tired. He was like, I gotta read all of this? Never in my day. I will not read this.
That doesn't work. So what we're gonna do here, it's like if we go into your assets panel, I just added in like a text box. Let's pick what we did here with the character style, so that way we are saving time, and then we can adapt if we need to make it. We need to add more leading. Let's do 45. Whatever. Let's go in there, and let's just add a title here.
And while we're doing that, since we're on text, this is a really good spot to ask this question. Let's see. What is the best way to see if your text is not evenly spaced in Adobe XD? I don't know what that means. Does that mean anything to you?
Repeat that question again.
It didn't. It did. Hold on. Let's see. What is the best way to see if your text is not evenly spaced? Actually, I think the easy answer to that, I probably should just written that. With the alignment tools, if you could just point to your alignment tools in XD, like if you were aligning the title to the body copy, like left align. If let's say if creative was pushed over a little bit to the right, and you were like yeah, if it was misaligned, like how would you just instantly lock the two together? The body and the title.
Oh, if you want to lock them in together, let's say like we have this one here, one there.
Yeah.
Select them both and just like go here into your alignment section here. And then just go, in this case, we're gonna align left. Boom, done. You guys see that?
Easy does it. There we go.
Pretty easy.
Ralph, don't say I ever didn't do anything for you.
Let's put like a little line here, and let's make this 10. Way too big. Woo, that's thick.
That boy's thick. There's nothing too thick out here in this world for humankind.
I was gonna say something, but then I stopped. I was like, no, I shouldn't.
On this stream, we are allowed. Adobe can figure out the sponsorship later. They'd be like, we're revoking this. Nah, but it's all good. It's all love.
All good, all good. Okay, that's great. I think we're gonna break this down a little bit because there's way too much white space. And what I like to do when I break like sections or components, I like to go into what I call the light grades, which is let's do a F4, just to see how that looks. So go even maybe let's do F8, just lighter.
Yeah.
F8. Boom. We have that in there. Probably in there, we're gonna add in like some cards layout. We're gonna use the repeat greet component in there. Let's do for this section. And that head over here and just call it creative. And let's add in a button in here. CTA, call to action. Like about there. Boom. Let's go into here, make it rounded. You can either pull one of those little circles or go here and just like make it pop.
Make it pop. We have another question. Let's see. Hold on. Was that a question or a suggestion? Oh, shadows same color or default black color? What is your choice, Ruben? Do you always do the off black sort of shadows when you're working with your elements?
Off black?
Like if you're adding a shadow to a button, etc. Do you leave it as that default color and just change the opacity, or do you take colors from around what you're designing to kind of?
Oh like, yeah, you will see what I'll do here with this button right now. Gotcha. This is kind of like a trick that I do. You can actually do the same like drop shadow with the dark, with the default black and stuff, but I don't like to do that. I like to. You'll see what I do here. Let me just make this, I don't know, medium probably. Make it a little bit bigger. There. And you can center this whole thing by holding both of them and just like, boom, done.
Boom, pow.
Yep. For the buttons, what I'll do is, whoops, select this too. BTN. I know this is probably frustrating for you, Brandon, but
it's all good.
I like to name everything. All right, so you just duplicate this bad boy. This is your shadow, right?
Yeah.
Let's call it shadow. Go in here and pick a darker color, like this, within the same, tonality. So you go like about there. You probably don't see it, but you're gonna see it right now. It's about there.
You do this sort of thing. Okay.
And then you just like add in like your blur.
Yeah.
Bump that up. Look how sexy that looks.
I've seen it. So is the only reason that this that you do that to get that curved shadow look, so it looks like it's the actual reflection of the shape?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I
So that's why I duplicate my button, shape, and then you can play with it. Like, you're not gonna do this, but you can play with it and dampen down and play with the opacity. If you don't like the color, you just go and click and change it, like for something darker or whatever. I like to keep it within the same color of my button color, but then you can tone it down a little bit and make it a little darker. That way you have more stuff, more depth per se, and then play with the opacity and just like make it lighter if you need to. Still depending on your brightness in your monitor too, like you cannot even see it sometimes, but it's because your brightness is like way too low. So you gotta play around and make sure like it works on old browsers, and that's kind of cool. That's pretty cool. I think we need something here. We're gonna let that go for now. How are we on time?
We're good. We got like 13 minutes. We're good, man.
All right, cool. So let's jump into.
And also, don't worry about you don't need a prototype, nothing. If we get done what we get done, like I saw a sweat drop. You were like 13 minutes. Oh no.
Let's go.
You were about to turn your cat backwards and go like Ash Ketchum, and you were like, it's the switch.
Let's do this now. Sorry, guys. All right, so we're gonna do some cards now. So let's do like about there. Let's see. Go get this bad boy 3 times. I'm gonna delete this, but bear with me. I know what I'm doing. So like about there. Now I'm gonna go there. So that's a good size. And here, let's make it. Yeah. Know what it needs to be, like 420 width.
420. That's the date after every work day. Y'all don't have those clocks? I know after 6 o'clock. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna keep it white, but then we're gonna add some round. Let's see how we can. Like about there. Adding a drop shadow, like a super subtle drop shadow. Don't come and put like a. You'll see now. 30. And then let's do 45, which is always.
Hey.
Don't do this. Don't ever. If I see you doing that, I'm gonna unfollow you.
Yes, guys. We will come and unfollow you. We will find you and unfollow you purposefully.
And unfollow you, like right there.
Yes, this is the heat that we need, guys. So if you guys are new in the chat, please help us. If you love us, 1, follow Ruben if you haven't already. Links down in the description is YouTube and Instagram.
Nice. Thanks.
And 2, please hit the like button on this video. It helps tremendously with the algorithm. So go ahead, smash it for both Ruben and I.
Thank you. All right, so this is the card. It's done. No, I'm just kidding.
It's close.
Close. So let's call it. Let's go in here. Hold on. Here, just program details. I like it. White. I don't see anything. Go to your assets panel and just like pick a color. Actually, let's go into here and add this color because I like this color. This product details, use that color, make it pop, make it bigger. Look about there.
I've been trying to talk to Adobe about making that make it pop element button, but they're working on it.
Make it pop, and that's it. Ruben. Oh, that's my name. All right. So what we're gonna do here is just copy some text from the actual page, And just, I don't know, like something like one line, 2 lines. About there. Like this one better. All right. Copy, paste it in, use your character styles. 20 is good.
Let me ask you this, because this is a question of my own. When it comes to body copy and you have line height you're dealing with, do you do a math? Because I see you be doing mathematical equations when you be doing the nav bar and stuff. So when you when you're dealing with 20 pixels for your body copy, how do you get to your line height?
Well, that all depends on what. That's why you need to be you need to have a great relationship with developers, because it depends on the developer. Like, you know, like if they're using EMs versus, you know, like pixels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I try to give them like for body copy, like a pretty 1.5 to, I think, a 1.5 to 1.7 line height, depending on the size of your text. And this is all math. This is all calculated by your browser and your, you know, everything, you know this. But it's a tricky thing, but you got to work with your developers when working, because they're not going to make it exactly how you design it, because we are in design tools like Adobe XD, Photoshop, whatever you're using, a Sketch, and they work different. They work differently, and it's a pretty big pain in the butt because of you know, line heights and all of that, and this and that, and what not to use. Do this, no, yes, but yeah, real pain. I've been there before, so.
Because even with me, I'm like, you know what? I just saw what is it? The golden. I don't know.
Ratio?
Somebody had like a website that was like the golden ratio for all the line height that you need. So I was like, okay, so basically, I just need to, if I have 20 pixels in like font size, I just multiply that by like 1.2, and that should give me my line height.
Yes, but that, like I said, this is subjective, because some people like
developer,
you know, and then developers be like, well, I'm not using EMs, I'm using pixels, and this is calculated automatically by the height of your, you know, your fold, and when you squish those corners and make it like smaller, everything is just calculated mathematically. How do you say that?
Yeah. It's calculated.
It's calculated with math.
The math.
There you go.
We don't talk, guys. That is a forbidden word, just like the F word is forbidden here, and it's not the 4-letter one. I think it's a. Never mind. Wait, are you in my? By the way, guys, if you're not in, are you in my Discord, Ruben? I was trying to at you earlier because I thought I saw you yesterday.
Where?
That the answer's no, guys. I literally opened up a Discord this weekend, and Gonzalo in the chat, in the chat has been helping me out with it, because I'm just like so illiterate. I feel like 90 years old in it, man. I have like 100 people in there, and I'm just like, what do I do? Well, not what do I do, but like, I'm like, how do I? He's like, you got to turn off all the permissions for everybody, or they can just mess you up. So it's interesting. But yeah, guys, if you guys are interested in hearing more of my mouth, and if Ruben decides to join more of his as a design expert, there's the Discord links down below, right underneath Ruben's links as well, or at least I think so. It should be.
Right. So here's a cool trick that probably people don't know, or people know about this. It's just a repeat grid. You did your card, click repeat grid, and just pull this. That's it. Look at that.
Boom. Oh, someone fan us right now. Let's go. Fan us with thumbs up.
Then you pick your 3, I don't know, 3 photos. You drop them in there. Boom. You're done. Look at that.
There you go.
And if you wanted to add more, of course, you can just like pull down, and you can swap those photos, and it's amazing. This is one of the things I love, like Adobe XD. It's just like so convenient, and you can work like super fast and do so much with it.
Definitely.
All right. I think let's see. We can add a title here. We're pretty close to be done. So copy this. We're gonna add a title here. Boom, bada boom. Let's make this color. Let's make it 80. We can even make it even bigger if we wanted to. But center this bad boy. Boom, you can put some text underneath there. Then let's make this a little bit taller. And then let's just add like a footer section just for the sake of adding a footer section.
Gotcha.
Pretty dark. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, scroll up like about there. I'm gonna copy this logo here. I'm gonna put it down here. So we'll copy this bad boy. Come here into the footer section. We'll do something quick. Footer, boom, paste that in, bring that down. Make it white. And we're gonna put some of this, where's the copyright thing? They don't have it, but we're gonna just steal this. And have a 0 in there.
Copyright at Ruben Cespedes 2020.
There you go. Let's make it pop. Just make it pop, guys. Make it pop. All right. Here. Boom, boom, boom. Still think we need some sort of a image here. Maybe like a, I don't know. Should I put myself in there? And you can actually like, boom. We can. If you want to change like these individually, you can just like ungroup all of them, or we can just go back again and just like make it a component. And then if I go like this,
oh,
whoops, it's because I clicked the whole thing to make a component. It should be actually no, the shadow, the actual, make it a component, and then if you go like this and pick. Ooh, still changing everything. Why? It's because I have it in. Let's do it.
Oh,
let's do it. We can just break it into ungroup the grid. Period.
See, that's why Howard Pinsky likes to be like, Brandon, why did you break the grid? Like right on Adobe Live. He's like, why did you do that? He's like, no, you must keep it in. And I'm like, look, listen, I can't. My brain can't wrap around. I'm like, look, we used the grid to save time to expand it. Now we're gonna break it down.
Yeah, because you can do this trick with also like creating a component, like make a component out of it,
right,
and then editing stuff, and it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we need something here. I don't know what, but we need something here. We can probably move this up a little bit, maybe. Have some type of graphic in here, type of thing. Maybe like I don't know. Maybe I can open up. Let's see. Should I include myself in there? Let's see. Yeah,
no, I do want to give us, because I know you are also a busy man. We are able to still go. I don't have another commitment for another hour. This is up to you, my man. I know you're putting on the finishing touches here, but you can take it as long as you would like.
Let's keep it going. Let's just finalize this whole thing and make it pop. No. Whoops. Giant Ruben in there.
Blow.
Bing, bada bing, bada boom. We can either do something like this. Oh, that's cool. I'm a student. Hey guys. Let's do that right there.
We have some questions. Well, you were about to say something?
No, go ahead.
I was about to say we have some questions in the chat regarding no code. Ooh, who put the F word in the chat? Ralph, take it back. No, we don't talk about other softwares here. What's it called? I'm joking. I love you guys. The question was for portfolios for someone who is, what's we call it?
Newbie?
Not necessarily, not even just a newbie, but even if you're working in a platform, right? AdobeXD, you have designs made for your potential portfolio. The next question, you guys are like, well, okay, I got this, I made it, like, but how do I make it? Go and check out, I put a YouTube link a little bit above Ralph's question here. And the video that I have is with a company called Anima App, and they're integrated within AdobeXD, where your designs, your literal, what are they called? Your artboards. With a click of a button, you can make them live websites in complete non-spaghetti code. It's a one click away from having a website from your artboards. So that's the easiest step there for a portfolio. If you really want something nice and robust and highly complex without really knowing any code, Webflow is your next step there.
That's right. Woohoo! Liking this. So let's make this a little taller. We have room. White space is so important, guys. Like white space, you know, like for my taste, like if I have like a lot of time, I can easily make this like a little, because it's too close to the edge, and I don't like that. Because remember, this is going to convert into a mobile experience as well. So you got to account for all of that when you're designing your stuff. So this is why like this is so important in those decisions, and you know, we put this together like in a pretty quick time. You know, me naming files and stuff.
Right.
I feel like here we need like a search box somewhere. Let's go into my plugins and just type in like search icon.
There we go. Okay, by the way, did you know about Adalo, which is basically the Webflow version for apps where you don't have to know how to code to create native apps?
Really?
Yeah. I put it in the chat. I'll send it to you afterwards, but it was a little gem that someone sent.
I want to pick
dang. That means, you know what? I've always wanted to create like a game show. Watch me create a game show related to design and like I'm gonna try it out.
These are pretty cool things that you can add in. Like, do you use a lot of like plugins and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm trying to. The race to not do work is very strong in me, Ruben. Like
that's the thing. We got to make it efficient. So
yeah, like I'm pro. What's we call it? Like if you can buy it, take it, put it in your work. Like cut out any work that you physically need to do. Your work should specifically be creative strategy. I mean by two words, creative and strategy, in terms of how you're executing things. The building of things, especially with how much resources we have now, and even the fact that there's platforms now, regardless if you know code or not, will allow you to utilize learning AI based on how you can figure out how to apply it. So you don't need to know how to code even to utilize AI nowadays. So just imagine. Yeah. So imagine how far you'll be left behind if you don't even know how to use the programs that allow you to just like day one hit an on button and utilize AI in your business. So I'm trying to read up on that because I ain't trying to get left behind.
Nice. That's dope. All right. And you know, like while I'm designing this, I'm thinking about like, because I'm a hybrid, I know how to code as well.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking about like what can the developer use, and you know, like offset and absolute precision, bottom
Yeah.
and margin -20. And I'm thinking about all of that while I'm designing. That's just me because I'm crazy. But like when you scroll down, like I think this navigation, I see it like being at the top there fixed, and then these edges here, they probably will expand, like completely expand. This I can see a parallax effect, like while going down with this element as well. This stuff coming in myself, and some of the text probably. Of course, there needs to be a balance between your design and your page. I love interactions and micro animations and stuff like that, but if you do it too much, it's you kind of like kill it. If you do, all right, cool. So I want to do like a little micro interaction with this button.
Let's do it.
Just to do something, something fun, whatever. So something quick you can do is just like select your button and then go here into your components and just press the component plus sign. You're gonna have your default state, which is that one, and then you're gonna head over to the add state and just pick the hover state, and then in there make sure you select not this one, the default, but the hover state, and then make your changes in there. For example, I wanted to make it like the hover state to be, I don't know, a different color. So let's do, I don't know, let's pick this color and just pick probably this blue. Don't forget to change your shadows as well. And maybe you can, if you can add an icon in there, or you can just add an icon in there just for fun. Join us. I don't know, let's do a thumbs up.
I'll be very curious to see how this hover thing works, because whenever I try to change, or at least on hover, in order to get like a clean transition, I have to like fake it, and I need to create like 2 buttons.
Like 2 buttons in there?
Yeah.
So, of course, make sure you are on your component. Let's see, this is the hover state, this is the other state. So if we play this, woo!
Oh, word, okay.
Yep. Oh, that's sexy. That's cool.
Zoom
what do you think?
Can you enlarge that a little? Wait, hold on. How does the stream see? Oh, the stream is good. The stream is good. All right, cool.
I will have to, because of the computer size, like the screen size, doesn't let me. Unless if I just. Hold on. Can you? No, same thing. Fail. Thought it was gonna make it like pretty big, but it didn't for some reason.
What was working, or what was not?
Yeah, it was not working. Like I thought it was gonna be. If I made it like completely full width, but it didn't do the trick. Yeah, it's kind of like you can barely see it.
What, the transition or what portion?
No, the transition. Like I wanted to make it bigger, but I can't do it within the preview. Gotcha. If I create the prototype, we're gonna open it in the browser and we can see.
Oh wait,
it, like,
I know how. Click on your artboard. I always forget this thing.
Is it the vertical thing?
It's that vertical jump. Yeah.
It's a vertical thing here.
Yeah, and you have so it's vertical, and then you have to do no. Put it back on vertical, and then change it to 1080.
The viewport?
Yeah. Yeah, now, I think, yeah, no, you're good.
Woo, there you go. Nice.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Woo!
Smash the like button. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. We're out here doing our Naruto thing, going in deep. Ruben has been sweating, guys. His hat is glistening. I'm gonna have a conversation with him about that afterwards. I'm totally gonna get called on the Naruto thing. They're gonna be like, somebody in not here is gonna be like, why is the Naruto theme song in this stream for like 3 seconds? No, but this is looking good, Ruben.
Yeah, I think I like it. It's pretty clean and modern, and yeah, let's see. That's great. We'll probably change that, but that's good. Look how simple and you know, the shadows. That's what I'm talking about. Shadows, like,
yes.
If you use a subtle shadow, that looks nice. That looks like a clean layout, but also like subtle, and you know, it works. I hate when people use like shadows like 100% and 80%. It's like, come on, man, don't do that.
We don't do that.
No. Oh, there you go. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, I see what you mean. Like when I first created the Hover State, when you know, when it came out, I was like, yes, I needed this. I used to duplicate my stuff, but then I don't know if Adobe created another, you know, they updated it, and you can actually do the Hover State within the same file.
Exactly.
You can do a lot more with it. Adobe is the best. I love Adobe XD. It's just the best.
Yeah. Nobody will be able to kill it, man, because they have the ecosystem. They have no. Like who? Yeah. It's insane.
Cool. I think that's good for me. What do you think?
I think it looks good, guys. What do you guys think? Put one in the chat if you guys feel absolutely amazing about what you guys did here. And also, I know I said this about 4 or 5 times, but listen, we are about at the very end. We're literally at the end. We're literally about to close out. Ruben's gonna be like, he's gonna hit his little hat move, and we're gonna roll out. But last thing, I want to thank you guys for showing up today. I really appreciate it. I know Ruben appreciates it. Ruben, before we roll out, is there anything you would like to say and or do? I'm gonna take us to our dual talking session here. Unless you wanted to go back to the design, we can go back to the design.
No, this is good. This is all good.
This is good. All right. Any final words?
Words. It's just, guys. If you're a designer, non-designer, whatever, think about this as if design is your career. Keep doing what you're doing, keep learning. Like I said, I've been doing it for 14, 15 years now, and I keep learning every day. You have to keep practicing, you have to keep reading stuff. Nobody is better than others. There's no way. There's no way like, oh, he's better than me. Oh, because you haven't had that experience, but you will get there. So my advice to you is to just keep learning every single day. I keep learning everything, because I have to keep up with technology, of course, and be fresh, be out there, experiment like with everything that you can. We did this design just out of, you know, one of my old designs or whatever, but there's no thinking or planning or do something like, we can even make this better already. But we just made it better without doing work per se. We just make it on the fly. Like, let's make this here, let's make that. Imagine like what you could do if you do your research, if you do your analysis, your discovery and all that. You're gonna be even better. You can create stuff even better. So just keep doing and be good.
Exactly. And those are amazing closing words. Ruben, I'm gonna let you close yourself out. Where can we find you?
You can find me on YouTube, Ruben Cespedes. That's RUBEN CESPDES, and you can find me on Instagram at UIUX Creative.
Perfect, guys. All those descriptions and links are down below in the description, so just pop it open, click the links, follow Ruben, and don't forget, if you have not already, please subscribe to this channel. Please like this video because it helps amazingly. We've had over 105 of you swing on in, so thank you guys very much. We will see you guys on the next one. Next week, we have a brand designer by the name of Cam for next week's episode. So if you want to tune into that, the announcement will be up next week. So if you guys want to put a reminder, we're going to have a lot of amazing things for next week as well. So with that said, guys, thank you very much. If you haven't joined the Discord already, link is in the description, or you can just scroll up in the chat and grab that. I lied, I don't have it copied to my clipboard. But anyways, thank you guys so much, Ruben. Thank you a million times. So with that, guys, your boy Brandon Groce and
Ruben Cespedes.
All right, guys. Peace. Talk to you soon.
All right. Peace. Yeah, thank you, man. That was awesome. I really like it. I wish we could have like more time to do more stuff, but you know. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't say anything bad, so.